Hey everybody, welcome back. Dinosaur Cars Garage. My name's Tim. I brought you along today to Desert Valley Auto Parts in Casa Grande, Arizona. You can tell we're in Arizona by the cacti behind me. So Casa Grande has their location here, has cars from 1964 on back. If you look in one of the other videos I did, I took you to the Black Canyon City location for Desert Valley Auto Parts. So I'm going to take you around, see what's here. I'm going to start in a section here that has all the whole cars rather than the parts. We'll get through the parts next, but see what's here. There's actually two guys here picking up like a 62 or 63, I'm sorry, 64 Polara, I think it is. So they're picking that up. It's a four-door, but still, it's a nice shape. So I'll take you over to that before they load it up. Why am I doing another junkyard crawl? I'm doing it for you, the viewers. I had people in my last one reach out to me from Japan. I saw countries as far away as the Middle East. A fellow from New Zealand made a comment that he appreciated the video, so drove an hour and a half here just for you. So like and subscribe, it'll help me out trying to get some more viewers here and everything. Just want to kind of grow the channel, hopefully keep the automotive enthusiast and the hobby going, keep it alive, and yeah, so let's walk around. But anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate everybody, each and every one of you that subscribes and likes and leaves a comment. So just be warned, a lot of this stuff here, if it's fabric or rubber, anything like that, it's usually baked from the sun. All that's left here really is like the metal and the trim and the glass, and a lot of times the glass is hazy, but still the stuff is just incredibly nice compared to what I'm used to living in Pennsylvania for 51 years. So all right, hope you enjoy the ride. Nice old Pontiac here. This is 55, 56 likely. Shares the same bump in here as a 55-6 Chevy. These cars are in this section here because they are not for parts, they are for sale whole. So if you see anything of interest to you, we'll call the yard here. '56 Chevy here, four-door. I said drag radials on here. I wonder what the story was with this. '56 Chevy, here's the gas tank. That's where you access to fill the gas. 57 Chevy had a piece of chrome here that flipped open, and 55s had the door on the side, I believe. If not, I know that the station wagons did. A 57 Lincoln. So this has the same front fender. It looks very similar to the Batmobile, which was a 56 Ford Futura. So I'm sure they shared a lot of same body parts. This doesn't look to be in too terrible condition. Ford Futura was a concept car. Yeah, this is a Lincoln. Look at that. Look at that trunk emblem. Beautiful car. Dodge convertible here. Probably a Coronet. Still has a key in it. Another Buick there. 3 holes in the fender. Nice looking GMC truck. This is a V6, and interesting things about these V6s and these trucks are they had the spark plugs that went down. If it's in here, oh, it's gone. But the V6s in these trucks, they had a bigger cubic inch. I think they might have been 301s, but they had a spark plug that went down through along the top of the intake. Didn't go through the intake, but it went into the head on the intake side on the top. There's an old pool grader. I usually got pulled behind an old, you know, like it's not an old, but they were all new at the time. It got pulled behind a dozer, and you'd have the operator stand in the back. And no hydraulics, no cables. All those big wheels on there to turn the gears. Nice Cadillac here in good shape. Last it was registered 1982. Imagine going to the mall in this thing today, trying to find a parking spot. The lines aren't big enough. You ever think about that? Crazy. 67 Buick Riviera. The 65 and 6s were really close together. If you look into my last Junkyard video that I did from Hidden Valley Auto Parts, I mentioned how the headlights were in the fender on the 65, and they opened up like a clamshell. I referenced the movie Roadhouse in it, that Patrick Swayze had a 64 and a 65 in it. So the 64, his headlights were set up like those. They were towards the middle of the grill, a little farther than more towards the outside. And then it had a piece of chrome trim here that stood horizontal, up and down, I guess it would be, vertical. And anyway, in 65, those opened up and the two headlights were stacked in there, sort of like they did in 65 for the GTO. This is the car these two fellows with the trailer over there are picking up. I asked them if they were going to, jokingly, if they were going to convert it to a two-door. They said, nope, just a cruiser. 318 Poly in here. '63 Dodge Polara. Looks like it's got an impound number on it, so probably was impounded for being abandoned. Mercury Marauder. Pink. Might have been a Mary Kay sales lady. Two-door hardtop. Just waiting for today for someone to save it. Was registered up till June of 2017. Oldsmobile Tornado. It's an early one. Probably the first body series when they came out. The early series had flip-up headlights. This body style, I believe it had the flip-up headlights. So this shows that it's a 70. I think they started coming out in 66, so I think 66 and 7 had the flip-up headlight doors in the front. Transaxle in these, so they are front-wheel drive. This engine transmission was used later on in the middle 70s for the big GMC motorhome, the six-wheeled motorhome. Mentioned that in the last video, but in case you didn't see it, 455 went in those. There's their teardown yard. Usually have two wheels welded together, and they use those as jack stands. You tear down whatever parts are going to need taken off and shipped. You can't pull anything off here, so it's not a you pull it, but you are allowed to come walk through here. So it's about an hour south of Phoenix. So if you ever get to Phoenix and you want to make a run down here, it is free to get in. You just can't pull any parts yourself. The fins on that one. 61 Chrysler. So I pulled in here today in my truck. The thermometer said it was 100 degrees. So it is 100 and very sunny here. No humidity. No, I'm not going to say it's a dry heat because I think that term's stupid, but it is different though. It is not like middle 80s in Pennsylvania with humidity. It is just a little bit different. So to me, it does feel about the 80s with humidity in Pennsylvania, middle upper 80s, but the sun is just intense and you really got to hydrate before you're thirsty. So I don't think we're going to get to every row, up and down in every row. I'll try to get you what I can. I don't want the video to be too daggone long. I don't want you to lose interest, but hopefully we can see the makes and models that you like. So I'll try to hit the Ford rows, the GM rows, of course the Chryslers. And way over there's all the round bodies and everything, but again, I don't know what I'll be able to get today with the heat. You all know my snake phobia. I don't mind snakes. They don't mind me. But what I don't like is the venomous snakes. And the guy here said they're surrounded by 2 canals. And in all the years he's worked here, he's seen 3 snakes. None of them were rattlers. They were all garden snakes. So we're pretty safe to go through the rows here. We have to look inside a car that's got a lot of goodies left. The Jet Age. It's a pretty neat Facebook page out there called Rocket Cars. So they're a page dedicated to like the cars that were inspired by the Jet Age of the late 50s, like 59 up through 60, 61 too, with all the fins and the wings and the chrome with like 60 Chevys had the little jet rockets on the side, and some of the names of the cars had the names of rockets behind them and everything. So I just thought the hoods on these were cool. Big long roof on here. I think this back window rolled down. Look at what the chrome trim was on those cars, on this car here. Yep, that rear window rolled down. So before you had a square body with a sliding rear window, this Lincoln had a roll down back window. Another Jet Age car here, Galaxy 500. 2-door hardtop. Pretty much everything's going out of this one. It's column shift car, probably nothing fancy. Trim level 500 probably was just the options that were on it. Their sister here, 63 Mercury. Meteor, another Jet Age name. Look at the grill on that one. That one's in nice shape if you ever need one. Scallop paint job on it. So this was probably a cruiser from the 70s. See if it has a license plate on it. Anybody lose their shoe? No license plate, can't tell. Alright, so now we're in Thunderbird area. This is a 60 Thunderbird. I believe that's a 61. But Thunderbird in 58 went to a 4-seater, 2-door 4-seater. So they decided that they'd try to get the family market, I believe, and go to 4-seater from 2. So those parts over there say 63 T-Bird, so could be a 63. Look at that dashboard. Beautiful. This is a 59. Changing the emblem from 59 to 60. Body stayed fairly close to the same. So here we can see the back 59 and the 3 taillights of the 60 there. Not much left of that guy, but he gets to live on through another car, which is just what junkyards are for. Thunderbirds don't seem to get a lot of love in the hot rod market. It just seems like they're all in either the restored or the originals. But if you need any Thunderbird parts, there's lots to pick from here. Give Desert Valley, Casa Grande a buzz. '56 or '57 Ford, 2-door sedan. I always like the sedan cars. So now here we're getting into the Edsels. I think Edsel was the name. They picked Edsel because I believe it was the name of one of the Ford Motor Company, one of their family members' wife or daughter. So they named the car Edsel. And that grill, the guys from back in the day called them toilet seat grill. See if we can find one here that's totally together. It looks like this car here was starting to begin to get restored and lost momentum. But Edsel was part of the Ford Motor Company, just like Mercury and Lincoln was. Here's one that has a grill in it. They did make them in 2-door hardtops and 2-door sedans. I have seen 2-door sedans at some of the drag strips. They look pretty neat cars. Big and heavy, but they're still neat. Look at that, straight 6-cylinder in it. The Ford valve cover. Not sure if it's original to the car. Picked apart pretty good. Put in the comments if you know if you're maybe a Edsel fanatic. There's another 2-door sedan back there. A lot of license plate on it. Looks like it says 65 on it. Get you a shot of this grill here. Hopefully I'm not boring you with the Edsel trivia or coverage. Here's some Ford and some car movie trivia for you. The 1964 movie, James Bond, Goldfinger. Remember when they shot the gangster, put him in that big 4-door Lincoln, sent him to the car salvage yard, crushed it, and they put that in the back of a Ranchero, a little 63 or 64 Ranchero. You think they would have crushed the Lincoln, which when they lifted it in the air they had a plate over the bottom, but you could see through the grill there was no engine in it. Check that out sometime, next time it's on. Remember Dinosaur Cars, you heard it here. But they ended up loading the crushed block of car like they did in Christine, but they loaded it in the back of the Ranchero, and the guy took it back to in Kentucky, took it back to the horse training facility where Goldfinger was, and it was in the back of a Ranchero. That car was probably 4,000 pounds plus, so I don't think the Ranchero would have been able to hold 2 tons in its bed. Really round body Chevy and Ford trucks in here. A whole bunch of them back there. Not much interest will be with it, so I'll have to skip it. '64 2-door sedan. Hard to tell what this car might have had in it as far as options. Picked apart pretty good. Ranchero there. I believe that's a 57. So 59 was the first year for the utility, if you will, for GM. 59 Bella, 59 El Camino. was 59 and 60. It was based on the Impala platform, just as the earlier Falcon I showed you, like right there. Not Falcon, but the earlier Ranchero was on the Falcon chassis in those years, those early years. So in 60, Chevy GM stopped making the El Camino, and it came back out in 64 on the Chevelle platform and ran all the way at that, shared the Chevelle body and suspension, things like that, up through about 1987 or 88. That's when they were discontinued. I believe these are early Cadillacs. Another Ranchero up there, cut with the roof cut off. '52 Cadillac. Deer or dog crossing the road does not stand a chance against that bumper. Multimobile Dynamic 88, sold out of Tucson. I've been in the car all its life. We got the Super Shop sticker kit underneath the hood of this one. Not sure what car this came off of. Here we got a 60 Chevy Biscayne. Biscaynes were the lowest level Chevrolet, starting in, I believe, 59. And Biscayne ran all the way up through probably 68, 69. And I think they just, their lowest model was the Bel Air then. But just sported a lot less trim, a lot less interior options. That was 6-cylinder, 3 in the tree. A lot of these cars didn't even have backup lights. Out of this one, the chrome and the glass all survived. The glass on most of these big B body cars, Chevy, Buick, Olds, Pontiac, Cadillac, Buick, they were all interchangeable. You can tell by the front glass, they're all the same. I think even 61s were kind of a run over year for Cadillac, and I think they used for like the hearses and things like that. I think they used the 60 glass yet in the roof line. Speaking of Cadillac hearses and movies, how do you like the Cadillac flower car that's in El Camino, that is in Hollywood Nights? That is not a chopped up hearse or ambulance to make into a wagon. That car was actually ordered as a flower car, and I believe it was a 63 Cadillac, maybe a 61 actually. I had sticking in my head it's a 60, was a 61 Cadillac. So maybe what I said about the glass was inaccurate, but you'd have to check with the Google family and ask them. But anyway, it was a flower car, and they made it for Smitty's Speed Shop. I always thought that thing was pretty neat. They're really rare as well. So here's a 63 Biscayne. Shame it's not a 4-door, a 2-door. Has 10 wheel and hubcap on it. This 60 Chevy here had a run-in with something. Looks like that's how it ended up here. Looks like they have an aftermarket air conditioner on here. 283 car, Ram Sword, converted to HEI. Looks like they even stuck a fancy tack on the dash here. So this was an Impala. Impala had more chrome here. Had the rocket here and then the Impala emblem. The trunk lid on this shared all the 2-door sedan cars. and the 4-doors were all the same. The 2-door Impalas and convertibles, which were also 2-doors of naturally, had a lot longer, like a 4-inch longer deck lid, and the glass went up into the roof higher, so the roof was shorter and the glass in the back was longer. Thought they were a lot neater. Impalas had better steering wheel. They got an old Ford shifter in there, bucket seat. There might even be a Ford air conditioner underneath there, but the dash was a lot better in the Impalas here than the Biscaynes and Bel Airs. This has an under dash CB, breaker, smoking the bandit years. And check out that old Pontiac tachometer. Somebody here in dinosaur car land probably would like to have that. Try to get you a better shot of that. Clean 57 Chevy here. Too bad it's a 4-door. Most of them, I think all of them here, if they're not smashed up bad and they're kind of quote complete, they're 4-doors. So I was here one time before and it looked like somebody made this car into a lowrider. This is really chopped up from where I was here before. So remember that bumper sticker, Vail, Colorado. But this has sparkly paint in the dash, all the tricks to the roof. Let's get around the other side here. Here are these doors. Look at these doors. The paint and the time it would have taken to do those doors. This is a 62 Chevy. It's probably popular on the lowrider scene here in California. It looks like he even did the dashboard too, with some pinstriping and lace work. So yeah, look at that paint. That was really cool. Definitely artistry there. Maranatha High School. Interior work there with the pleats. Pretty neat car. So I believe this is a 58 Pontiac Star Chief. Might be 57. I can't cheat and look in the window in this one, but I know 58 was the last year for that type of hood. But anyway, Pontiac Star Chief, more jet age reference there. This is a 2-door sedan. Emblem on the side there looks like it says Chieftain. The sister car to this says it's a 58, so I might have been right on my year for 58. 58 Pontiac. A lot of round body cars here, round body GMs. I don't know much about the cars earlier than like 53, but they are here if this video helps you locate some hard to find parts. So here's a 58 Chevy. Like I mentioned in my video at Hidden Valley Auto Parts, 58 for GM was kind of a 1-year only run of cars. They usually, all the automakers liked to make a series of cars that would run into a few model years. For reference, 64, 65 Chevelle looked alike, 66 and 7 were very, very similar, 68 and 9, 70 to 72 shared a lot of the same parts. So 58 was like the only year that shared the X-frame with the 59 to 64 cars, but yet shared a lot of the 56, 5, and 7 Tri-5 Chevy parts. Like it had this hood, similar radiator setup or cross member in the front. So I know they shared a lot of the parts from both 59 on up and 57 on back. And the hood, of course, won't fit a 57, but the look of it was very similar, but just the fenders had 4 headlights instead of 2. '60 El Camino. So check this out. This must have been a service station owner's car. Rip's Chevron. I got a dog named Rip. Mr. Ripley, he's a good dog. He's a red-haired golden retriever. So Rip has his own Chevron station. And here we got an action shot. Someone just lost their home. They must have been evicted. These back floors, both here and along the back wall, the bed there where the floor meets the wall, they were really prone to rotting out, as you can see, for the '59 and '60 El Camino. If you're looking to buy one, make sure you check that. There was a '60 Biscayne. All Bel Airs and well, not all, but I believe all Biscaynes were 2-door sedans. Bel Air came in a 2-door sport coupe, which shared the same body as the Impala, just had less of a trim package, but still could be had with the 348 horsepower and a 4-speed transmission. This must have been buried in the mud a long time. Let's look at that spindle and hub. No, I'm sure it won't even turn. I always tell a 283 and a 265 car by the very small balancer, and I believe all of them were not even held on by a bolt. I believe they were just press on. So if you ever look at an engine, maybe the 327 shared that for a few of the early years, but just be wary if you see that very small balancer on the front. So I believe we're in the Buick area here. 59, like I said earlier, shares the same glass as the other GM models, 59 and 60. So when I was here before, I saw this car. 62 LeSabre 2-door sedan. I know I've never seen one of those until I've seen this car here in the junkyard. 62 2-door sedan. I'm pretty sure this is a really rare car. Love to see one finished. So this is a Buick nailhead engine. They call it a nailhead V8 because of the way the valve covers sit up and straight up and down. Probably wouldn't have been as messy to adjust the valves on these as it was a small block Chevy if it had a hydraulic cam and you were doing it while it was running. Just look at the chrome and the body on this car. It's such style and class back in those days. So this is called a 4-door flat top. I saw a guy at a car show take a 4-door Cadillac which shared this same style body and roof line. He took a 4-door Cadillac, made this area here into the bed, cut the roof off about here, moved it forward, probably got some El Camino parts, but made his 59 Cadillac into a 59 Cadillac type El Camino. Really cool car. I saw it at the Pavilions had the longest running car show in the United States, and I saw it there, and it was a really cool car. So it was probably at Good Guys at one time, so maybe if you were there you might have seen it, or if you get the Good Guys magazine it may have been featured in it. See the roof line on it, it kind of simulates a convertible. That's also shared by the Impala. Still a lot more picked apart Buicks. believe Buick was the only GM manufacturer to use aluminum brake drums. The inside of the drum, I believe, was still steel. It was a steel insert, but the outside of the hub, the drum that went around the hub, was aluminum. Lightweight. I believe some of the drag racers would transfer that over just to get a little bit less kinetic energy from the rolling spinning resistance. Buick Super. I believe these had a straight 8-cylinder in them. Oh, look, yeah, this one did. See how small the cylinders and pistons are in this? But straight 8 Buick engine. You didn't need to have an engineering degree to work on these cars back then. '61 to LeSabre by the look of the windshield. Air-conditioned car. Came in here to get that emblem. Two-door hardtop, Dynamic 88. So this is what I was telling you about X-frame cars. This was the frame from, it still has the markings on it from the factory. So this was from 58 to 64. All GM cars use this. Ford's Tornado with the flip-up headlights, like I spoke about in the beginning of the video. If you've stayed with me this far, this long, thank you. Please like and subscribe. I appreciate it. Oldsmobile F85 with an aluminum engine. All the manufacturers back then all made their own engines. Olds, Pontiac, Buick, Cadillac, Chevy and GMC shared the same, but they all had their own engine make. U.S. Air Force Medical Service, so obviously this was an ambulance. Looks like the yard dogs are here getting parts off for somebody else. Well, this here's pretty wild. I saw this scooting on by. It looks like they tried to turn this into an El Camino type deal. Kind of a New Yorker. I think it would have been a pretty cool project, minus the corrugated tin for sides, but and the cheap back window, but still pretty neat idea. All right, I couldn't pass up stopping to see this. So here is an Oldsmobile front-wheel drive Tornado that someone decided to make their own motorhome from it. I know the guys on Roadkill did this with an Eldorado, made one and turned it into like a ramp truck, a real low profile ramp truck. But yeah, this is a poor man's version of that, camper style. 66 Oldsmobile Tornado, camper version. 64 Cadillac limousine. It says 64 in the windshield, so we're gonna have to believe it's a 64. So I guess I'm kind of not a liar. So there's the same glass as a 5960 Chevy, GM, the Oldsmobile Cadillac, things like that, and it ran all the way up through 64, probably because this is the limousine version, same as maybe a funeral car or something like that, or the flower car from Smitty's Speed Shop. So again, I'm not sure of the year of that, but they sent these out to a different body manufacturer, and then they converted them either into the limousine or to the ambulance, flower car, or hearse, whichever. All right, well, the old clock on the wall says it's time to get out of here. I drank 3 bottles of water, all within the course of me being here, and I still need more. So to check this out behind me. Look at all those carburetors. Hope we can see them. But yeah, check it out online, Desert Valley Auto Parts, Casa Grande, Arizona. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe. Like I said, this reached 31 or 33 countries by the analytics on YouTube Studio. So those guys that watched, thank you. Hope you enjoyed it. Keep the car hobby alive, stay an enthusiast, and if you ever get here to Arizona, come on out and check out Desert Valley. Give them a call if you need any parts. I hope you could see what hope you enjoyed what I covered, and hopefully if there was anything you were searching for, you may have seen here and you can maybe get a part from here. If you do, if you've ever gotten any parts, drop it down below, get a little conversation going. Be glad to chat with you. Let me know where you're from. All right, thanks a lot.